Hello Megabonkers, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. We're playing Tony Week Zoom today with 10,000 ghosties. Hold on, let me just quickly do this. We turn up a little bit of the opacity of our particles so we can see all the bobs flying around. And let's also quickly run it back. Upload exclusive leaderboard off. There we go, boom. Bob, if you're unfamiliar, every 14 units of distance that you travel fires a ghostie. And we have 10,000 of them. So we're going to be hitting the object limit pretty quickly, I'd be willing to say. It's going to be pretty difficult to lose this one. We did do a run with 10,000 ghosts today that ended up being, I'd say, like pretty devastatingly bad. And in the sense that when we went into the final boss, we weren't able to actually kill him because there was nothing to interact with, thereby spawning no ghosts. But with this, we now we got something on our hands, because now with all these bobs, we're never going to be alone. Would you rather be drifting into space or be stranded in the ocean? I'd probably rather, well, probably drift into space, I guess. Feel like that would be something. I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of the ocean, I suppose. I'm a bit of a hater. Large open bodies of water, not my favorite. Give me XP, Tom. Curse Tome, Agility Tome needs to be getting as well. And then I guess like a damage. We're going to take that extra jump as well so we can get some more speed. If you're new, if you're interested in watching some Megabonk, I'd really appreciate it if you maybe give the channel a little sub, maybe give the channel a little a like. Maybe give the channel a little comment down below about some modded stuff you'd like to see. We've done a lot on this channel, so you're more than welcome to go back to the backlog as well and see what we've got to cook up from here. I'm going to take it just on the off chance to get a couple of free chests here. I know it's not going to happen, but hey, you never know. Bum, bum, bum. Let's go. I mean, we got to go for some more movement speed. Once we get that agility tome. I mean, we don't really need any levels. I think that's the thing. Like, right now, I'd love to get some difficulty going, but, like, we're not. I don't think we're going to be in a lot of danger. Until we are in a lot of danger. I think that's how it's going to go. You want to refresh me? You want to refresh me again? Nah, sure, whatever. Let's take some difficulty. Why do you want difficulty? Difficulty spawns more enemies. They have more HP, but also, and more damage as well. But the more enemies equals more XP, which equals more levels, basically. And also, it's a bit more interesting, you know? We'll go for some luck. Holy, haven't seen RossBoomsocks in a while. That's every single guy in their like late 20s that recognizes me on the street channeling through you right now. Every single guy that like looks at me as I'm walking down the street, gives me like this eye, this kind of eye, they go. And then they like, as I walk past them, they go. The last time that someone recognized me when I was out would be the guy screamed down the street, "How do I know you?" And I said, "Did you play League of Legends?" And he says, "Oh, you're RossBoomsocks." And I gritted my teeth and I was just like, it's Boomsocks. But yeah, close enough, man, close enough. I know. Helen, I obviously know that you come to this. You're a regular, man. I know you come to this stream a lot. But it just reminds me. It reminds me of bad times. I could have said that, but then I don't want to make it awkward for people. I'm trying to make it as as frictionless as possible. When people meet me in the street and they kind of know who I am, even if they haven't watched me in like legitimately like 7 or 8 years, I do like to still try and make it frictionless as possible, even if they are hell-bent on not having that be the case, you know? Some people will walk up to you and be like, you know, "Hi," and you'll be like, "Hello," and then they'll not speak, and you'll be like, "Okay, I guess I'm gonna take it from here," and that's fine, because some people just ain't built for that shit, and I get it, because like, you know, sometimes your legs write checks that your mouth can't cash, you know? Or your spirit writes checks that your charisma can't cash, and that's totally fine. I'm not somebody that any human being is ever gonna be starstruck over in any regard, but like even then, sometimes you like walk up to somebody and you like, even like not even creators or any shit like that, I'll like go, I'll, you know, see a friend walking down, old friend walking down the street that I haven't spoken to in years, and I'll stop and talk to them, and then like 45 seconds into a conversation, I'll be like, I remember why we don't speak anymore. Like, I don't give a fuck about anything you have to say. Shit, man, I forgot that I forgot that neither of us care about each other anymore, which is why we stopped fucking speaking, dude. That makes so much sense. Oh my god, dude. You're so true. You know what? I'll take the katana. I need to take something. Hold on, what am I saying there? Boom. Gotta get my word pad off the screen so I can see what chat's saying. Just take that. I'm not taking Kevin, man. I'm taking too many Kevins. Is there a mod where it automatically picks best weapon / tome from level up or stats upgrade from a shrine? I don't think so. Not to my knowledge, at the very least. You're not Cristiano Ronaldo, bro. Chill. Yeah, I know. But like, it happens, man. You're gonna think this is fucking lying, but like, there has been like a time or two where somebody has come up to me and has like been like shaking, and I've handled it with grace and decorum, man. I love talking to people, and it's, do you know what the thing is? It's super easy, I would say, to talk to someone like me, because the thing is, even if you're absolutely utterly like shell-shocked meeting somebody in, you know, back then or whatever from the league scene, super easy, bro. Just talk about League of Legends and they will not shut the fuck up about it. Super easy to get a conversation rocking and rolling. It's the life, especially if I'm at a league event, you know? I don't mind having the same conversation like 100 times a day, as long as it's like, you know, a bit more free flowing, and a smooth sailing. But when I have to sound like a 8-year-old's Minecraft pickaxe because of meet and greet, because like that's the only way that I even got invited to this event, and there's no league here, and I'm just like, it's like, you know, I do indeed not believe that. Dude, there have been some weirdos, man. They're not weird. They're not weird for like shaking, but there's been people that have like been weird around me because of me, and that's the most shocking thing. That's like, it does make you feel like, in retrospect, you're like, shit, man, I was kind of a fucking rock star like 8 years ago for some reason. I remember like going to an event, and there's this guy who came to one of our meet and greets and stuff like that, and he was like a really nice guy. He hung about, and I was chatting to him for ages, and you know, my friends and I had like something of an open door policy. Like we were drinking on the event premises, kind of like drinking in the street, but as long as you were of the age to drink and chill, we didn't really care, right? Like we were just socialize and talk to people. You didn't have to drink either, we were just drinking. But like if you were just wanting to chill and talk to people, like we were there and we were hanging out. And I said, like, the guy was showing all this kind of stuff, and I said to the guy, like, yeah, like, he's like, oh, I think I've seen you guys like hanging about here, blah blah blah. Is it okay if I come and have a drink? And I was like, yeah, by all means. Like, we're on the street, like just sitting on some grass having like something to drink. It's not like, you know, we have a private room that you're not invited to here. You can do what you want. It's a free country. So he comes, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, you know, saying, like he broke up with his girlfriend and all this kind of stuff, and he's been really depressed and sad and a little bit of stuff like that after he's had a drink or so in him. And I'm like, oh, that's sad, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. And he's like, he kind of mentions that like there's a girl in her group that's like really cute or pretty or whatever. And I was like, yeah, like, oh, I know that person. Like, you know, just go and have a conversation with them, and like, you know, it's not. Just get yourself back out there, man. Like, you're not gonna find what you're looking for, unfortunately, moping around. So anyway, moments later, he like leans in to kiss me, and I was like, this is not. I was like, whoa. And I had like the most normal reaction to that you've ever had, which was to cry and then call my, at the time, high school girlfriend. Well, from high school. We were out of high school at that point, but I was like, this, I don't know what I was feeling, but I was like, what the fuck just happened, man? That was so strange. Did I take a Thornstone? Am I alright? I don't know. Let's refresh me. Give me a damage stone. That's fine. It had me fucked up. But people can be weird, man. A big bonk. That was like that was probably like it's not even that negative an experience. It was because like in retrospect, I'm like, the guy was taking a shot, I guess, and I said no, and then I maybe had a bit of an overreaction to it because I wasn't expecting it, but yeah, it just it's just there's I don't know, man. It's just there was people I don't know out there that were League of Legends was a big deal back then, I guess. I guess that's all there is to say, man. Borger. Ghost. Slippery ring. Hello, Cross, one sided. First thing you're gonna do is ask me if I can take this dog while pointing at someone's dog. I could, yeah, probably. I'm almost certain that I could take on anyone's dog. As long as they've gotten rid of all the XL bullies and shit from the UK at this point. Bim, 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 bim. Nice. A wrench. Slippery ring, not bad at all. I'm trying to think, like, do we farm this for a little bit? We're only level 41, but to be honest with you, we got Bob doing some work here. Because I am the Bob respecter. You know what, man? I think we send it through. I could fight 100 pugs, and probably at once, I think. Actually. I reckon I could do it, man. I ain't scared of it. I ain't scared. Playing Megabonk has, I think, like, genuinely... Because I was playing Vampire Survivors yesterday, and I was playing Bounty of One as well the other day. It's made me go back to some, like, hood classics, like some real solid older bullet heaven games, man, and they're still gas to this day. They're still gas. Another screw leg. Let's before we go opening up chests and shit, let's keep our eyes open. See if there's any shady dealers that can offer me like a golden shield in this trying time. I don't think we need the moldy cheese. Power gloves. I'm not that arsed about it, but I will take the key. We've got 3. That doesn't equal 30% chance to get a free chest, but it's still something. They are genetically engineered to fail. That's precisely why I'm like, I could probably take 100 of them at the same time. That's what I'm saying. I reckon they'd be going fucking totally the Undertaker on that one, man. He can probably take 200, it doesn't prove anything. Yes, it does. It would mean that I'm a horrible person and killed 200 dogs. I think if I fought and killed 200 dogs. Fought and killed 200 pugs. Imagine the news, man. I'm ripping my way through the fucking kennel I'd have like mobs with pitchforks outside my house, man. Like Frankenstein.
Dude,
this is really funny, and there's like a vague amount of information, only a vague amount of information I can actually give about it, because like it was like in the news. There was like an incident that happened like near my house not that long ago, and there was like a fakely decent police presence, and dude, it was so funny because I ended up having a conversation with my like 68-year-old neighbor or whatever. She's like in her late 60s or 70s or whatever, right? And it was just so funny about like what the priorities are for somebody of that generation compared to like me. I was kind of like, you know, I hope everything ends up working out and like, you know, everything goes back to normal soon, because this is like kind of crazy. And she was like she was talking about like what's gonna happen to the property value of her house, man. And I was like, fuck, dude, like this is like, what the fuck do you even care about the property value of your fucking house, man? It's like, shit, are you planning on like buying and moving? Like you're in your like late 60s or 70s, man. Is this not it? Is this not it for you? Like, are you not like, I'm gonna die here? Or are you planning on like getting a fucking summer home in like Spain or something? Because that seems fucking unreasonable to me, frankly. But she was like, that was a shock to me. I was a bit of a fucking culture shock. I couldn't believe it. I was like, holy fuck, man. She's kind of savage. Based grandma. You're allowed to think those things in your head, okay? That can be like an intrusive thought that you have. I don't like deny her the thought of having it, right? Because like, I mean, I don't give a shit about it, but like I'm certain that like most people probably would. But like it's just that like it does feel like it's an inside thought, not an outside thought sometimes. And I think that maybe, especially with COVID, I do feel like people do like extrude their inside thoughts a little bit too regularly, you know? They let the voices win more often than they should. I'm with your neighbor on this one. Like, she's not wrong, but like there's like some, like, even if you don't know anything about the situation apart from like someone got hurt somewhere, right? There's like, I feel like there's some like unspoken social decorum that must be followed wherein you're like, you know, even if you couldn't give like two shits, right? You still have to be like, I hope they're okay, or I hope things, you know, work out, so that you don't end up fucking looking like Dexter, man. You know what I mean? You gotta at least front like you give a shit about another human being in that situation, even if you don't. You're like, I don't know, as long as you don't come traipsing into that garden. But she was fucking full mask off, man. Like, I don't want people to get hurt, like, in my city at all, man. I'm quite happy to say it with my chest. Like, I don't really think about the property value of, like, the postcode when something bad happens in it, you know? And it's also a big area, you know? The postcode isn't, like, one single... It's not just your house. It's, like, you know, probably, like, 15,000 people. You know what I mean? Like, it's not... It's a big area, man. What are you worried about? People want to move here, they'll move here. I guess a little bit cheaper, though. Maybe. Since bad things happen sometimes. But some bad things happen everywhere. Hello, Casper. I guess the older you get, the less you care about what people think. That's true. And I respect that, but I feel like that's more like you care less about what people think when you're letting your nuts hang, as opposed to like... I get, you know what? I guess it isn't. Yeah, you're probably right, actually. I feel bad as well because like I still don't know the name of the guy that lives next to me, just his wife. But she's a little troublemaker, man. I swear. I swear. Just keep giving me damage. I wouldn't say so, no. I don't think you're getting shivved or mugged the second you step outside in the Glasgow. I think if you stick around like the Glasgow city centre for too long, looking like a tourist, then somebody probably will try and sell you something, and it will probably be drugs, if I'm honest with you, or ask you for money. I guess. Big drug problem in the city. I do know the Glasgow streets. I do, that is true. But I also choose to like conscientiously object from the streets for the most part. Like I don't go outside all that often. With good reason. The weather's shite. There's shit everywhere. And like a bag of chips is like £4. So what's the fucking point? You know what I mean? It's not even... What's the point, man? Did you ever find out what happened to the guy that held you at knife point? Big Liam? No, I didn't. I think he went to prison. Like, I'm pretty sure he went to prison. I went to court. And then, like, 60 seconds before I was meant to walk through the door to, like, I don't know, give, like, a testimony of what happened or whatever the fuck. I have no idea what the fuck I was supposed to do. Like, a police officer walked through and was like, he pled guilty. And I was like, cutting it kind of fucking fine at this point, isn't it? Like, it's court day, man. Like, I didn't have to get out of bed for this. You could have just pled guilty, like, before, and that would have been fine. But no, he waited till the 11:59 p.m. to put in his guilty plea. And then I asked the officer, is he a repeat offender? And the officer, like every single police officer I've ever asked, when I posed this question to them, they say, well, I can't say if that is the case or not, but you can probably guess. Which is their way of saying, yes, he is. So I would presume, I mean, it was like, I don't even know what the charge was. It was probably like aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. And he probably pled guilty to something. So he's probably spent like at least a month to something in jail. Depends how like much of a criminal he is, I guess. If he's like a real repeat offender, then could be worse. But he probably was out of jail very vaguely quickly, so. But thankfully, I would like to hope he has got no clue what my name or who I am is. And it's been like, you know, 7 years, so. I don't even think I'd recognize him if I saw him in the street. For him, that was a day that forever changed the next 6 months of his life. For me, it was a Thursday at 3 a.m. and I had just fallen asleep watching Frasier. Hello, Charles. Get some XP again. Hey, you sneaky boy, get down. Anvil! Huge news. It was his last troll moment. Yeah, he was trolling pretty hard with the knife, yeah. For sure. Gotta give respect on that one. Maybe he's doing some epic trolling. I should have known that he was just trolling when he like when he had the knife in his hand and he did the take the L Fortnite emote. And then when the police showed up, he like did best friends dance down the stairs to let them in. That's the funniest thing about the whole thing. Like, it's so funny because like he's the one that let the police into the apartment building to arrest him. Like he opened the doors and was like, "Is everything all right, officers?" And then they just like cuffed him and caught him in a van. So he was high, like super high on drugs though, admittedly, but probably going through something as well. Like he was going through like a breakup with his girlfriend, I'm pretty sure, because he was like most of the time that I was in his apartment while he had a knife, he was like talking about how he hates women. So like I guess there's probably some issues. So I'm hoping that like at least when he was in prison, he maybe got some therapy as well. Gonna go ahead and say probably not likely, but you never know. Get merked. Moldy cheese, my beloved. You know, I've not been doing a lot of builds that like moldy cheese have been the go of yet recently, which is a shame. I feel like I'm letting it down. You know, I can't say that it was a thought that was running through my head when I was in the apartment with the guy, but I do. Yeah, I think that if I said to him, if you hate women so much, why don't you try kissing boys instead? That probably, I probably wouldn't have even finished the sentence before I was greeting St. Peter at the pearly gates. It's like one of those videos where somebody actually attempts, well not actually attempts, but they like, a joke video where they're trying one of these self-defense techniques that these gurus post online, and then all of a sudden like they green screen themselves onto like a background of heaven. Gosh, it's all about that risk control. You're probably right. To be fair, he was like pretty drugged up. There's every possibility that I could have like, you know, maybe done something, but like I'm very much a lover, not a fighter, man. I've got no interest in it. So like I went for the diplomatic option and then, you know, bailed, I guess. I managed to talk my way out of it. It's difficult to like keep a straight face when you're like a man is trying to breach your like hallway door, like your front door, whilst also simultaneously trying to push a feather duster through a letterbox though. Because on one hand you're like, this guy is trying to cause bodily harm to me and the people that are in this apartment, but also you're like, this guy is so fucking high, he's trying to post this a feather duster through the letterbox. This guy is so off his tits, man. He has got no fucking clue what he's doing, dude. Like I got the knife off him, but I didn't get the knife off him because I disarmed him. I got it because he fucking disarmed himself by putting it down and forgetting it was there. I just picked it up and took it with me. I gave it to the police. I picked it up by the blade though, so that it would still have fingerprints and shit on it, man. I thought I'm a regular Poirot, bro. Making sure that that's an ironclad criminal case, a criminal prosecution case for the barrister, man. It's kind of a bit more ironclad when the guy's like, yeah, I did it, but still. I'll go for some crit damage. Let's go for some killing this guy. Yeah, that's a one shot. I myself who watch these 5 Kramaga videos on YouTube, I feel pretty confident disarming him. I know you're joking, but there's actually men out there that do think that. And they will get themselves killed because they, for whatever reason, have like this unbelievably misguided Dunning-Kruger belief that they are somehow all that. Like, there's a guy with a knife and he asks you for your wallet, and like, for whatever fucking reason, you're such a dumb shit that you think that like, the $40 I have in my wallet and the credit cards I'm gonna cancel 15 seconds after he leaves my sight is worth dying for, man. I'm not dying a fool, alright? Unless it's like really funny. Okay, I don't want to end up at a headline, alright? That's it. And I would encourage everybody else to be exactly the same way. If like there's obviously there's like mitigating circumstances, right? In certain scenarios. If somebody breaks into your home, fuck it, go crazy, do whatever. You can home alone your house or whatever. I don't really give a fuck, right? As long as it's legal to do that in the state that you live in or wherever you live, you can home alone your shit up as much as you want within the letter of the law, and put up some signage that's like Kevin Malone lives here. Okay, I'm getting rid of them. We ain't playing with that shit. But if you're like out and about and somebody just wants your money, just fucking give them to them, man. I don't know. There's only one situation in my entire life where I've ever been like, why did you do that? In regards to someone getting mugged. And it was when I was about 15 years old, 14, 15 years old. I went to go meet my friends to play football. And 2 of my friends were really late to join us. They took a bit more time than normal. We tried calling them. They weren't picking up. They show up like half an hour after we're supposed to be there, and they're like kind of shaken up and shit like that, and we're like, where have you been? They say, we got mugged. And we're like, holy fuck, what happened? Like, are you okay? They say, yeah, these 2 guys, they came up to us and they asked for our phones and our wallets. And I was like, oh shit, and what happened? And they're like, they're just like, and we gave them to them. And these are teenagers that are our age as well, just so we're clear. And I was like, shit, man, did they have like knives on them? Did they have like a knife on them or anything like that? Like, were they, what, like, did they threaten you with a knife, a blade? And they're like, no. And I'm like, so what happened? Like, they just asked you for your phone and your wallet and your keys and your money, and you just gave it to them? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, shit. And I'm kind of like in my head, like, they could have had a knife on them. That's very true. So actually the smart play is to just give it to them. But also, there's a little part of my brain that's not, like, healthy. That's like, I will give you my wallet right now with no resistance if you can prove to me that you have a knife. Otherwise, like, I'm going to continue walking here. If you're just gonna, you're gonna ask for it. I'm just not gonna give it. I'm not just gonna necessarily give it to you because you're not. I don't know, man. There's a part of me that's like, and that's the stupid part of my brain. It's like, you're gonna have to show me the goods if you want the bounty here. Okay? I need to know that you're risking prison, like real solid hard time. And because that shows me that you're desperate, and then that shows me you might do something crazy by having a knife. Otherwise, you're just a guy who's fancying his chances. I live in Florida. If someone comes into your house, I think you can do literally anything you want to them. You can tie them to a chair and force them to watch the entire director's cut Lord of the Rings marathon. Every single one, which is like over 12 hours on, and there's nothing legally they can do to stop you. Well, if he has a pointy screwdriver, that counts as that's like, yeah, you give it to them in that point, yeah. There's been multiple times where I have like had a screwdriver or something on my person without realizing, and I'm like, it's only like afterwards I'm like, shit, if I actually, because even having a screwdriver is like counted as like kind of having a knife in this country. So it's like, if you get caught with that, you're kind of fucked. Like, if you don't, and me being like, I didn't know I had it on me. Like, I might have been, like, literally, like, I may have been, like, screwing something out in the hut. Like your mum, for instance. And then, sorry. And then I put it in my jacket pocket to go back into the house, but then just never took it out. I've been through, like, airport security with, like, screwdrivers and shit. And it's only on the way back. They never caught it on the way down to England. And then coming back, and then they're like, what is this? And they pull a screwdriver, and I'm like, I have fucking no idea that it was there. But nobody ever believes that you have no idea where it came from. I'm like, dude, please bin it, get rid of it, get rid of it. I genuinely had no idea. And to be honest with you, I haven't put anything in or out of my backpack since I fucking got here. So like, But the Glasgow airport security must be slacking, okay? Because that went through a fucking scanner, okay? And somebody looked at a screwdriver and went, nah, it's fine, send it. Being a Floridian man, having a home invader enter your house, you capturing them, tying them up, and forcing them to play, steal a brain rot on Roblox for you so they can farm mythical brain rot gods. Thoughts? Trying to think of like what, dude. I'm trying to think of stuff like you could do with home. If you can legally do anything to a home invader, trying to think of like what you could do that's funny. Thinking in my head, it's a new bit. Forcing them to do fishing trawler and old school RuneScape to get the full angler set. Forcing them to create a group Iron Man on old school RuneScape that is purely dedicated to fishing Karamblans. Can you imagine it's not legal though, and then you have to go to court and it's like, so what happened to him when he entered your household? Oh yeah, I bonked him over the back of the head with a frying pan, tied him to a chair, and then we watched 12.5 hours or however many hours of the director's cut of the Lord of the Rings movies. Did you torture him? No. I just wanted some company watching the Lord of the Rings movies. And my wife didn't want to join me for it because it's very long. Slavery is illegal. Is that like what that would be? I don't know. I don't feel like holding somebody hostage is legal. I think that there's probably some. I'm obviously like joking, but I don't know what the Floridian law is, so I got no clue. You guys are pretty renowned for being fucking insane, so like I kind of have to take your word for it when you're like, yeah, basically, we kind of live on like Mad Max rules here. That I have to be like, sure, probably. Hello, Charles. New vid idea, League, but Yumi supports jungle. I gotta look at your chat history. Sorry. So okay, that's what you posted. And then in June you said Annie and Ivern, but they switch roles, new video idea. And then in 2024, on the 18th of August, you said time for Warwick and Yumi bot, but they switch roles. You've been watching since 2019, man. You said also Zaya and Rakan, but they switch roles. You love people switching roles. Dude, that's the respect. You got a theme and you stick to it, man. It's crazy. I don't even know if you've meant to do that, but like all your suggestions have been like a very similar theme over the span of 6 years. I don't even know if you realize that. You like obviously have like your brain is wired like a specific way, and it's really cool. You know what you want, and you fucking go for it. I appreciate that. Do you think there's ever a case of like somebody home invading someone, getting like the tables turned on them, and then like realizing afterwards, nah, that person's actually kind of chill? Or like, does that happen with muggings? Like, someone goes to mug somebody and then they like, there's obviously like the joke of like, mugger tries to rob a loser, the loser starts talking about their life, and then the mugger like gives that guy money because he feels bad for him. I wonder if that's ever happened. Probably not. Well, maybe. Somewhere it's could have happened, right? Okay, I think it's time to finish up here. I hope I one-shot this boss, man, because I don't even got that much faith in it if he doesn't immediately die. Ah, I got you. Okay. Jesus Christ. It didn't look like we were going to one-shot him, but then the Bob's hit. Bob is the best if you have 10,000 of them. 10,001. He's the GOAT. Bam, 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 bam. GG's. I should have picked up some more chests at the end there, but it wasn't. It very evidently wasn't necessary. 13.9 billion damage from Bobs. 390 mil from 3 ghosts is actually quite a lot as well. But I mean, to be fair, I mean, does Big Bonk proc on Bob? It must do, right? Everything else did like not a lot of damage. What the? I don't even know what the zap. Oh, zap's probably from like this, right? But and that would be proccing because I had a Kevin. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, I had a Kevin, so that's proccing the zap. Wait, is that? I think that's how it works. Blood magic not doing a lot. What else we got? Wireless dagger not doing a lot. Aura doing a little bit. Katana always continues to surprise me on how much damage did it. How much damage it does. Anyway, thank you so much for watching some more modded Megabonk. I can't remember if I showed at the beginning, but I'm sure again at the end. Upload to leaderboards is off. Obviously, you saw it didn't get uploaded after the run was done. That's not how we roll. But oh, Jesus, Reese has got that. Jeez, oh. I greatly appreciate you watching though. If you want to, Uber has got 50k. If you want to subscribe to the channel, give the video a like and maybe suggest some more modded stuff down below. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great day though. Thanks so much for watching. Take care. See you.